Charles Sturt University Online Learning Model. Charles Sturt University has long enjoyed the reputation of being the national leader in the provision of distance education in Australia. In recent years, technology-enabled online provision of higher education have transformed this landscape, and many new providers have entered the field. As communication devices and technology-enabled social media have become universally available, students' expectations of their learning experience have changed. In response to these changes, CSU now aspires to become the national leader in online learning. The CSU online learning model was developed to signpost the way towards this goal. The first step in moving from a correspondence model to an online approach saw text-based learning materials provided online. CDs and DVDs supplemented text-based teaching materials with limited interactivity and minimal interaction between students and teachers. As the resources available to support learning online have improved, courses have been designed to make better use of video and audio to provide richer online learning experiences for students. Although students studying online enjoy the flexibility this mode provides to them, geographic and social isolation may mean they fail to achieve the deep and rich levels of learning associated with socially connected learning experiences. A set and forget approach leaves students isolated and fails to support the social contexts needed for deep learning. Research into the field of online learning has identified a range of strategies known to foster high-quality learning experiences. The online learning model focuses on 7 elements identified in the literature. The elements are aimed at achieving immersive, interactive online learning communities connected to professional contexts, assessed through authentic technology-facilitated tasks, and informed by the evidence of online student behaviours. These elements provide a benchmark for excellence in online learning. Consistent with the findings of researchers like Vincent Tinto, the strategies highlighted in the CSU online learning model focus on improved engagement. The goal is to achieve increased student satisfaction, increased retention, and eventually increased enrolments. The elements within the CSU online learning model draw on Michael Moore's conceptual model of student interaction. They build on this, informed by contemporary scholars like Randy Garrison and Terry Anderson, to highlight the best mix of both pedagogy and technology. The model encourages engagement with a range of interactive, participative, simulation, visualisation, gaming, modelling and discovering technologies now available to educators. Moore's model provides 3 categories of student interaction: interaction between the learner and the teacher, other learners and the content. In the CSU online learning model, Moore's idea of interaction has been broadened to one of engagement. In an acknowledgement of the importance of CSU's focus on preparing professionals for the workplace, 2 further dimensions of engagement have been added to the CSU model: learner community engagement and learner institution engagement. The 7 elements of the CSU model are each intended to increase one or more capacity of student engagement. They're not entirely distinct, but each element has a particular focus. Many quality online teaching strategies address multiple elements. Most of the elements will be visible in most subjects, but the emphasis on particular elements will be different between subjects in order to address the intended outcomes and the unique context of student learning in each subject. Just as a musician makes decisions about the interacting elements in a composition, the educator must decide when to turn up the volume on one and when to leave it down. A skilled educator will make judgments about the needs of their particular cohort as they find the right mix in a subject. Let's consider the element of learning communities. It addresses the challenge of fostering intellectual rigour and deep engagement in students within larger cohorts, It emphasises the value of proactive support from teachers provided synchronously or asynchronously to smaller sub-cohorts within large cohorts. This element works hand in hand with the element of interaction between students. Interaction between students may occur in many contexts to support learning. Student participation and learning benefits are highest when the interaction occurs to support the completion of assessment tasks. Cooperative, collaborative activities enrich the learning experience. This process must be supported and scaffolded by the active presence of a teacher. For the online student, it's very important to have a clear sense of the supporting presence of a specialist in the field they're studying. The presence of a passionate, knowledgeable, skilled online teacher improves student confidence, supporting independent learning and socialisation of the learning experience. As many of CSU's courses are designed to prepare professionals for the workplace, online subjects need to provide pathways for students to develop a sense of the cultural contexts, skills and knowledge needed in these sites. Online strategies which connect students with professionals and sites of professional practice can provide a valuable context for engagement with subject content. Such strategies can also make clearer the relevance of the subject learning outcomes by connecting theory to practice. The online teaching strategies highlighted in the 4 elements discussed so far would not be possible without the digital technologies and rich media focused on in the element of interactive resources. In the online learning space, interactive resources can provide a place for experiential engagement and experimentation with content, as well as an interaction with peers and teachers. Digital technologies present new possibilities for ways in which students undertake and submit assessment tasks, the way in which feedback is provided, and the kinds of learning activities that can be assessed. Authentic assessment tasks, which require students to demonstrate practices of the target professions, can be provided in ways that scaffold students and ensure professional and practice-based learning outcomes. Digital technologies present new possibilities for ways in which students undertake and submit assessment tasks, the way in which feedback is provided, and the kinds of learning activities that can be assessed. Flexible and adaptive learning focuses on the unique opportunities available in the online teaching site to provide a more individualised learning journey. Adaptivity in learning design, online teaching and student support have been made possible by technologies providing timely data on learners' knowledge, perceptions and study behaviours. Alongside this, flexibility in the timing and mode of engagement with teachers, peers and learning content, and data-driven feedback on study approaches can promote agile, personalised learning experiences. CSU is well on the way towards the goal of excellence in online learning. Highly skilled teams of educational designers and media resource developers have been assembled to support course and subject designers and to troubleshoot during the teaching process. Innovative educators across the university have been exploring the potential of the online teaching and learning space, and many students are already benefiting from boundaries being stretched and barriers broken down. Students who were once restricted by geographic and social isolation and constrained by time commitments and responsibilities can now be liberated to study where they can and when they want to. The online learning model elements provide a series of markers to flag the way towards the summit of national leader in online learning.